Hey guys, what is going on? Jake Kent here, and today we are going to be taking a look at if mono hair systems are worth it, if mono hair systems look good, and if it's something that you should potentially buy. We're going to be jumping in to watch Chris L's mono hair system review and talk a little bit about it as he is talking. This video is sponsored by Lord Hair, who is sponsoring education inside of the community. So if this is your first time ordering from Lord Hair, use my link down below for a special discount. Let's jump into the video and take a look at what Chris thinks about mono hair system, shall we?
Hey everybody, what's going on? So today I just wanted to make a video to talk about a new unit that I've never tried before that I got from Lord Hair. And this is the base material is a full monofilament. It's the Icon AL unit number or unit name from Lord Hair. First I'm going to show you it. Right now I'm not wearing it actually. I want to show it to you, kind of go over it just holding it in my hand, and then I'm going to come back where I'm actually going to do a full install, let you know how I did the install, what makes this unit different from the other units that I've tried.
So in this video right here, we're going to be talking about why someone would go with a mono hair system, how you attach it, and what it's good for, who it isn't good for, things like that. So make sure you stick around until the very end, when I'll kind of give it my scorecard of who I think it's for.
So this is actually, so one thing I noticed, this is a monofilament. So you might be wondering, what is a monofilament unit? Mono unit is basically, because you have super thin skin and then you have your lace units and you have your mono unit. The mono unit is going to be by far the thickest base material that you can possibly get on a hair unit.
Yeah, so Chris is right here. It is much thicker than a French lace unit, but it is not actually the thickest hair system you can get. There are other ones that are thicker. They're like silicone. But what you will find is that mono hair systems are a lace type material, a mesh, if you will. And that means that they are breathable, unlike a polyurethane thin skin kind of unit. But mono systems are kind of unique, and we'll listen to Chris explain a little bit more about them.
The base material, it kind of resembles a French lace, but even thicker. That's it up close. The hair, this is a medium light density, number 5 color, in case you're wondering, medium brown. Now, if you want longevity, if you want a unit that's gonna last you a really long time, probably the most durable of all the units, monofilament is the way to go.
So the main benefit that you're going to get with going with a mono system is that durability that Chris is talking about here. Durability, longevity. Now, one of the things that you'll experience if you haven't had a lot of hair systems is that they last different periods of time, and that can be that hair falls out of them, number 1, or number 2, the base actually starts to fail. It can rip, it can fall apart. There's a lot of different things that can happen. I've had poly thin skin units actually start to rip from the sides. I've had them rip from the interior where the base starts dissolving. I've had lace actually, some of the lace falls loose, some of the knots get pulled out. There's a whole bunch of things that can happen, but mono is one of the most durable,
So this is, the reason I say that for 2 reasons. One, the way the hair is actually on the actual unit, the way they thread the hair on the unit, it doesn't shed. I mean, it doesn't shed at all. I've tried even pulling it and tugging at it. I've already actually washed it under the sink, but I've tried pulling at it and tugging at it, and I don't notice any hairs coming loose whatsoever. So that's a really big plus. So the hair's not going to shed. It's just in there so tight because the base material that the hair is actually on is so strong that it holds it in there.
So one of the things that I've noticed inside of hair systems, now I've tried French lace, I've tried hybrid units, I've used poly units, I've used injected hair, V-looped hair, knotted hair. There's different types of knots. And there is a difference in the rate at which hair falls out of the base itself. So you can have a perfectly fine base, but the hair itself starts to fall out. And I haven't used a mono system before. It's something that I do want to try. Actually, leave me a like and a comment down below if you want me to try a mono unit. If this video gets over 200 likes, I will go and I will wear a mono system. I'll get it cut in, I'll film the cut in, all of that kind of stuff for you guys so we can talk about what it looks like after. But a mono system, Chris is saying that he is not experiencing much for hair falling out. So that's pretty cool. That's another good advantage.
Now, a couple things. I haven't worn the unit yet, but I'm going to take a guess and say a couple downsides with this kind of unit. You're probably going to notice it on your head more while you're wearing it. It's not going to be probably too uncomfortable, which I'll know in a minute when I install it, but it is probably you are going to definitely probably feel it more than you would a thin lace or like a thinner like poly unit.
Now to that point right there, I have worn very, very thin 0.02 millimeter thin skin units, which feel amazing. I have worn lace units, I've worn hybrid units, as I've said, and my personal preference of what I like to feel on my scalp is a poly thin skin. Me feels the best. I know what he's talking about. Some hair systems you do feel a little bit more, but if you're a beginner, don't let that itself detract you. You kind of get used to something if it's on your head after a period of time. When you try on something different, it feels different, but you do get used to it after a while, so it's not that big of a deal.
Again, I'm gonna go and install it and wear it and come back and let you know what I think of it after I actually have it on and installed. Another thing I will say is you probably don't want, you probably could, it really depends how noticeable it is. I'll know more when I install it. Another one is you probably don't want to expose the hairline while wearing this, because since it is a thicker material, the hairline is probably likely to be a little bit more visible if you do a fully exposed hairline with this type of unit.
So that's one of the other things that you got to consider when you're choosing your base type, and if a mono is right for you. What hairstyle are you going to be wearing? What hairstyle do you desire? If you're looking for something that's just full-on exposed, maybe not the right unit for you. However, keep watching this video because we're going to see Chris L's style, which is partially exposed, and you can make a judgment for yourself. But if you're the more visible that you're going to wear your hair, the more believable you want it to be, generally speaking. But the more believable it is, the less durable it is in most cases. So this is kind of the constant battle that if you're wearing a hair system or you're thinking about wearing one, that you're going to be engaging in. It's a battle.
So I'll go and be back here in a second and let you know, the rest of it, how it is with me actually wearing it. I'm back. I went and installed the monofilament unit, aka the Icon unit name for Lord Hair. So this is me actually wearing it. And I must say, there are some differences. The hair is wet. I literally just got done shampooing it one more time before I installed it. I blew dried a little bit. I just have some leave-in conditioner in it. That's about it as far as my styling products go.
All right, guys, I just want to give kind of my analysis before we actually really start in with this right here. And guys, be respectful of Chris. Be honestly respectful of my opinion. You can disagree with me, that's fine, but don't say rude stuff that is offensive to him and or me. We don't need it, all right? But so as I'm looking at this right here, I think it looks pretty dang good. First, his hair is wet, which means that when your hair is wet, it's not as thick, so you can see through the actual hair to the material better. Now, as I'm looking at this right here, I can maybe see a little bit, just like there was a little bit of a shine, but that could have been just the way the light is. It could have been some oil on his skin. To me, not a big deal at all. To me, it looks like there's a itty bitty line right there. Now guys, this is stuff that I'm being so picky about. This is not stuff that would keep me from actually wearing this hair system. That's my personal opinion and my personal taste. I don't think that perfection is necessary with hair systems unless you're a movie star or something like that. People are not going to notice. So overall, I'm really impressed with the way that this looks as of now and the fact that he has it partially exposed.
But yeah, guys, I will say that, so there is some things different with it. One, it definitely does, like I speculated before, because of how thick the base material is, I am noticing it on my head more. I guess because I'm just so used to wearing the super thin skin 0.03 millimeter poly unit, the thinnest one you can get, going to the thickest base, which is the Icon AL. It just feels like more, it's not obnoxious or it's not bad or it's not irritating my head or anything, but it just feels like I notice something is like there on my head more because it is a thicker material. I feel it more. But again, the flip side of that being such a thick material is that's going to last a lot longer. It's combined, with how thick the material is, with it not ripping, no risk of ripping or tearing, with the fact that the way the hair is so tightly in this, that it just rarely sheds. Even at wet, I just brush it and I just try to run my fingers through it and try to get some hair out, and it just won't come out. That's how good the shedding is on it.
Those are tremendous advantages that Chris is talking about right here. So you're getting longevity, and for the believability factor, I think it's something that's worth considering. Now, I did go and do some research right here. Now, this is from Lord Hair's website. It says that double split knots are what they use in most mono hair systems. So double split knots offer a nice middle ground as they're stronger than a single split knot but smaller than double knots themselves. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about here, there's a lot of different types of knots that are used inside of hair systems, and there's a lot of different ways to attach hair to a hair system, including different types of knots. There's injection, there's V-loop, there's a whole bunch of different stuff, and they're all used for different things, and they provide different functions. But because this right here is more durable than a single knot, this is something that you will find lasts longer and is tied in better to the base, as Chris is talking about. Now you're probably thinking, well, oh man, I want the most believable knots. Like I want the single knots right here that are saying that they're, you know, the most believable, that they're the tiniest. Well, what happens with those is they're easier. They do fall flat, so there's a difference in how they lay and things like this, but they also are not very strong, which means that they shed more, that you can pull on them more. If you ever pull on your hair system because you got a knot or something and you pull on it and the hair comes out, that's because the knot is releasing or the hair is breaking, right? So we don't want the knot to release or the material to break or anything like that. So mono systems with a double split knot are definitely something that's more advantageous. Now, Lord Hair says that they don't use double split knots in the frontal areas because they're not very believable. They don't look good. I can't confirm that. It would actually be really interesting to like look under a microscope, but this is probably why Chris is saying that he can't pull out the hair as easily as he can in another unit. So here's my kind of final thoughts here on what Chris is doing and mono systems in general. Now, if this system looks this good in real life, I don't have any problem with myself or anybody else wearing it. I think it looks pretty dang good and gives you the option of having more durability, longer longevity out of your hair system, therefore reducing the overall cost. So if cost is the limiting factor for you, go ahead and make that choice, feel good about it, give it a try. You know, Chris is looking pretty dang good for wearing a mono system. And you know, there is better technology out there as far as believability, but durability, right now, this is, you know, one of the kings in that spectrum right there. So, you know what kind of customer you are, what matters to you most, and realize that it's not all or nothing. It's all durable, and people are going to know, and you're going to look like John Elton wearing a crazy, you know, hat or something like that. It's still going to be relatively believable. And if that is the main factor for you, just go ahead and do that. Don't listen to the comments and what people might say. Just try it out and learn for yourself to see if it's what's right for you. If not, you can go and get another system and get something that's more appropriate for you in the long run. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. These are just my thoughts on what Chris Hell is doing. I'm so glad that he's experimenting and trying things like this. Let me know if you want me to try things like that. Leave a comment, leave a like down below. Over 200 and I will go get a mono system and we'll get it cut in and we'll get it looked at and things like that. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon.